What to do, Big Drew coming through, thought you knew. I am back with a reaction to the latest death battle, Among Us versus Fall Guys. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, I'm rooting for Among Us on this. I never played Fall Guys before, but I have played Among Us, and, you know, it was fun. I was the big brain, I got everybody because I was the imposter. Great stuff. And I also took note of some of the comments y'all left me on my last death battle reaction because my audio was like, where's the reaction? And I was like, because you couldn't hear me what I was saying, so hopefully it should be fixed now. But this should be an interesting death battle. I wanted to see how they actually play it out. Like, rooting for Among Us. Let's just get right into it. But before we move ahead, please hit that like button, that share button, and most importantly, that subscribe button, okay? But yeah, without any further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright. They got the music already. See that?
The year was 2020. The long wait as we all experienced the most viral sensation in recent years. It was
COVID.
Among Us.
Nah, Fall Guys was the biggest news that year. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
2020 is when my gaming channel started getting traction because everybody's trapped inside.
In the lonely dark of space, aboard a malfunctioning vessel, a peculiar crew of bean-shaped astronauts must work
I was
together
always the
to
green
save
one.
their
That's me.
souls from a quiet demise.
Tons of stuff could go wrong at any moment, and it's up to these colorful clowns to fix it. Impressive since their spacesuits don't seem to have any arms.
Oh, that's not actually a suit. That's just how they are.
Wait, what? Ew, why?
More on that later. The tasks they undertake to save their ship
Marketable
require
colors.
varying degrees of difficulty and skill. It may not take much to reconnect some wires in
Reportedly
the
good friends
cafeteria,
with Fall
but it
Guys.
certainly does to clear asteroids when your ship is moving faster than light.
If that's not a suit, then why do they have a cafeteria when they don't have a mouth?
At any point, these creatures must draw from medical training, electrical skills, and mechanical know-how.
Okay, but it's total chaos, so teamwork is key. They gotta spread out and trust that while they're all swiping cards, they have each other's backs, right?
Well, success is always uncertain, as though fate has placed some external force that stands between this species and their survival.
There's an imposter among them! I mean,
Yeah, I haven't
among
played
us,
Among
but
Us
not
in
us,
so
though.
long.
Right, Wiz? Right?
For the 9th time, I'm not an imposter.
That's just what an imposter would say! They're shape-shifting aliens! They could be anyone! Or any mad scientist in a lab coat!
The imposter threatens the pack and pushes them towards extinction by any means necessary. Anything from damaging lights to wrecking the ship's reactor.
Which can be tricky to fix in time, even though imposters are naturally skilled at crawling through the vents. The crewmates need special engineer training to do the same, so not all of them can McLean it up.
All
Must
while
have
the
been changed since I
imposters
played.
conceal their motivations and infiltrate the herd. The others always know something isn't right, and the imposters use that paranoia to motivate their prey into ejecting each other into space. Just for being kinda sus.
Yeah, Wiz is the imposter.
He does seem to know an awful lot about these aliens. And just to put it out there, it isn't me.
That's a good point. Have you ever heard him say sus?
No, what do you mean? Knowing a lot
bet it's
is
dummy.
literally my job.
Ear canals!
Ah, jeez, fix your mic, dummy.
I agree with the metal bowling ball.
Well, I knew the sussy baka from the start. And again, just to be very clear, it isn't me.
Same here.
Oh, come on. Anyone could be the imposter, Boomstick. It's completely random.
Random starts with R and so does. Oh, I know who it is. It's always the red one.
Wait, what? But it isn't me. It isn't me.
Oh, it was him. I thought it was Dummy.
Oh, right. There's usually
fuck.
2 imposters.
Dear God.
The imposters aren't just tricksters, they're also hunters, bloodhounds tracking and assassinating crewmates when they least expect it.
They'll snap their necks, stab them with a knife, shoot them with a desert eagle, or use their frickin' tongues to impale their faces. Oh, God! Right through the visor.
They may look like they're wearing spacesuits, but that's not a visor. That is their actual face. Examining their cross-section reveals their insides always match the color of their bodies, and that they are comprised of exactly one large bone, which
Pause.
must mean their ability to walk is entirely muscle-based. Their whole anatomy is one unsolvable mystery.
Ew! Whoa! They've got human toes, buff arms for no reason, and can stretch like Mr. Fantastic? What are these freaky things?
No one knows. They don't even exist within the same realm of mortality as you or I. Even if one of them is killed or ejected into the lifeless void of space, they return as a ghost. Invisible, incorporeal, unable to communicate with the living, but nonetheless still
So I guess,
among us.
did they technically
Even
die,
beyond
or
death, they can plot the demise of other crew.
Or become guardian angels for the living by literally shielding them.
That's gotta be one tough shield, cause remember that Desert Eagle they holster? Apparently, that thing also fires a laser that can rip apart whole planets. Good
Yeah,
God!
definitely
To
never played
split
that in
this
Among Us.
planet apart like that would need over 10 non-million tons of TNT.
A number so incomprehensible you'd have to multiply 1 billion by 1 billion. Twice.
More than enough to annihilate Earth over 160 million times, which seems like overkill for the space vampires they were fighting.
Right, the crew has crossed over with a variety of other universes. Fortnite, Vampire Survivors, Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator, the classics.
Including this Henry Stickmin guy. Apparently, he's a kleptomaniac with a surprisingly wide and wacky arsenal all the crew can have.
Desert Eagle-eyed crewmates will find Henry's weapons throughout the ship, like a banana bomb, a teleporter, a ninja star, and a magic pencil that can bring drawings to life.
These
Yeah, I've
creepy
only ever played
Teletubbies
Among Us
can
twice. I've
sketch
never seen
whatever
this.
they want into existence, and they're suddenly everywhere I look now. Where's these little trash can people are freaking me out?
In a strange way, all of this makes sense for this fascinating species. In the face of insurmountable
chicken
odds,
nuggets taste like
something
the creamy
inside
sulfur.
tells them
What?
to band together
Someone
no
bought
matter what,
a
to
McNugget
use
for
all the
100
tools
grand.
available and try to survive again and again. On a ship, on strange planets, anywhere they may be, in spite of anything that may be going on in the world. They either fix what's broken or face certain doom. But no matter what, they do it together.
Together! Yeah! Ooh! Welcome to the bright, colorful world of the Blunderdome! Natural habitat to these lovable little beings known as the Fall Guys, who race each other through fun playgrounds with nothing but clear skies above.
These lively obstacle courses showcase their inherent skills and abilities. As if drawn by natural instinct, they hurtle over barriers together and pass through various tests of strength, agility, and mental fortitude.
And it's pretty impressive considering how elaborate these bounce house courses get. How do these weebles wobble through it?
With a shocking level of innate
voice
parkour
and
mastery
stars
that
now.
otherwise hasn't been seen since 2006. But honestly, not many of the beans make it. And only one can be crowned the winner.
Come on, Among Us
before
gotta win.
Everything starts all over again.
Which makes for some very friendly competition, like survival of the fittest, but for a bunch of candy grimaces. They'll grab, shove, and slam into each other to make it out on top, or even roll up into a ball and launch across the course. Self-preservation be damned.
And over time, the beans have evolved to higher levels of, let's call it imagination. The engineer Digi invented the creative device so the beans could start making and designing new obstacles and challenges for themselves, as well as additional tools like wrecking balls, wind-up boxes for punching foes, and even translators that make their nonsensical language intelligible.
But even at their best, they're still just flinging themselves over these obstacles like a bunch of drunken lemmings.
This species seems to have a biological urge to navigate these courses for one singular purpose: get that crown.
I mean,
Get rich or
if
die
I could
trying,
be
y'all.
king for
That's
a
how you do
day,
it.
I'd push you off a cliff right now.
Very funny. Get away from me.
Things in the Blunderdome can get wild. We've seen these goobers get smacked by giant mallets and fall into actual hot lava, but they always pop back up at the qualification stage later,
gonna be crazy
completely
battle.
unharmed. Somehow.
These remarkable creatures have demonstrated some dumbfounding durability, such as getting struck by meteors. That's a hit anywhere from 18 tons of TNT to 15 kilotons. But they still get right back up to Rube Goldberg themselves straight through another
They
obstacle.
can't handle that laser gun
On
with
top
Among
of
Us, I'm
that,
telling
they were
y'all.
hit with the Big Bang and came out the other side
maybe.
completely fine. Wait, what? Did I just say the Big Bang? Why do we even mention the meteor? Who cares? Their suits are basically indestructible.
Boomstick, I hate to tell you this.
No,
Those aren't really...
don't say it.
Those aren't actually suits. That's their skin.
Oh, man. People were getting weird back in 2020. Didn't they have better things to do?
With only arms,
I played
legs,
Doom.
and
Go check that out.
eyes, there must be some genetic mechanism inside the beans that causes them to be self-sustaining. Though after some dissection, it's unclear. This is an official image, by the way.
I don't know what's more upsetting, that skeleton or the fact that these jelly beans are 6 friggin' feet tall.
Imagine bumping into this thing in a dark alleyway. No, thank you.
So, this means when you start the game, you're just flat out naked? Just swinging away, beans in the wind.
That's how you do it.
Strange such nakedness would be allowed, considering what's actually happening is the Fall Guys are contestants in a non-stop 24/7 game show, the Ultimate Knockout. Yeah, that's what's actually happening here. So what might be misconstrued as some sort of migration cycle is really a brutal, never-ending gauntlet that takes advantage of their tunnel vision.
So, it's like the Truman Show mixed with Wipeout and Naked and Afraid. What happened to them being just colorful cartoon beans?
And they survive to keep playing the game no matter what. The game makers have said that when the beans fall to their death, they feel a moment of displacement, serenity, zen-like detachment from all worldly and physical bonds. Then they pop back onto the podium to celebrate their achievements. That's an official quote.
They've also said they're strong enough to rip someone in half and can stretch their bodies so far they pass beyond the observable universe.
Oh god, the Twitter feats.
Oh yeah! January 18th, 2022, 9:14 a.m. The Fall Guy stretched so far he exited the universe as we know it, and then he kept going.
Speaking of universes, the Fall Guys have seen dozens of guest stars from other stories and have learned from their cultures, like flying around in the TARDIS of Doctor Who fame, wielding He-Man's power sword, launching Ryu's iconic Hadouken, or even just becoming Pac-Man. They just become Pac-Man. They're Pac-Man now.
Wiz, I know we've seen some crazy things on the show, but these 6 feet tall jelly bean monsters eat food through their feet. What are we about to rot upon the world? Is this cute and colorful reality an endless void of darkness and despair? Revelations of disturbances too catastrophic for the human mind to process? A vicious cycle on this blue marble surrounded by mouthless, dead-eyed beans.
Pretty much.
Ah, cool, let's see them fight.
All right, the combatants
Come on,
are
Among Us
set.
gotta win.
Run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
So how's it gonna play out? Like, there are imposters in this. Watch the Fall Guys be the imposters. I don't know. Alright, how many? Alright, so the light blue one. Everyone knows exactly what? Okay. Man, so how are they supposed to win? Of course, wouldn't use that box. Oh no, they got the imposter. Oh snap. Yeah, it's not looking good right now. Okay. There you go. Yo, there needs to be a game like this. Hold on. Got distracted. Oh, not good. Oh, excuse me. Dang, so they want... Whack.
Oh, when's the next episode? This is my new favorite show.
For real?
Over Chimp Crazy.
We broke this down into 3 categories: offense, defense, and the bizarre. Let's start with offense.
I mean, the bogus Among Us could blow up planets, not to mention moving faster than light to hit all those planets in one shot. It's kinda out there, but no Fall Guy has ever done anything like that. The crewmates clearly get the edge in offense.
Though that impressive power matters less when we look at defense.
It's crazy how much damage the Fall Guys can walk off. They survived anything their course threw at them, took hits from meteors, and most importantly, survived the Big Bang. You know, the explosion that blew the whole frickin' universe into existence? Easy edge for the bumbling beans.
We can even go a step further. Both of these creatures have demonstrated various forms of invulnerability and death negation, like how the Fall Guys could always pop back up for another round, or how the crewmates became ghosts when they die. However, only
like
the
the ghosts
Fall
didn't do
Guys had a
nothing.
viable counter. Only the Fall Guys could ensure that their foe stays dead.
Pac-Man, they can become Pac-Man. You know, eats ghosts.
Brilliant.
Which leads us to the truly bizarre stuff about both of these beanie freaks.
They could
That
both
little
stretch their
technicality.
bodies to absurd lengths, but only the Fall Guys stretch beyond the observable universe in a matter of minutes. In fact, if we take these posting times literally, that would mean the Fall Guys can stretch at speeds over a quadrillion times faster than light.
I don't know, Wiz. That feels like a bit of a stretch. Wink.
The crewmates did have plenty of answers to the Fall Guys' hijinks, like a magic pencil sword to fight off He-Man's power sword, or how they could potentially hack Digi's creations.
But the overwhelming amount of stuff that the Fall Guys have access to just dwarfs the Among Us crew's arsenal. I mean, Hadoukens, TARDIS, just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, the spaceship crew had a few deadlier weapons among them, but the Fallen Guys had too many options that could not be countered.
The crewmates may have been cunning and dangerous, but the one-track-minded Fall Guys just wouldn't go down.
Making sure the losers of this fight were no longer Among Us.
Oh no, we never found the second imposter!
Ah, damn it, I knew that stupid robot was sus.
See, I told you. Oh,
So embarrassing.
The winner is the Fall Guy.
Jocelyn was the imposter,
and
I
me.
guess.
Next time on Death Battle.
Oh! Yes! What is it?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
I know
Thanks for
when that
watching.
is, but we're going to watch it. So I'm definitely more excited for Kratos versus Asura. Whenever that drops, oh, you better believe we're doing a reaction video to that. I want Kratos to win, but it'll probably be Asura. I don't know. But today's Death Battle was pretty decent. Among Us did not win. Slightly disappointing, but it's all good. Fun game to play. Maybe I'll organize an Among Us or a Fall Guys game on my gaming channel. I don't know. You gotta subscribe and find out. But yeah, don't just subscribe there. Subscribe here. Also, yeah, like and share. Follow me on Twitter, X, and Discord to get updates about when I go live. Also follow me on Twitch and Instagram. Twitch is where I primarily live stream. Instagram's where I share cool memes and stuff, alright? But yeah, good reaction, good video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next time.